Apple updated its high-end MacBook Pro models at the end of May. And now it's time for the entry-level MacBook Pro and MacBook Air to get some refreshes. The base model MacBook Pro is getting the most substantial update after being ignored by Apple since 2017. It's finally getting an overhaul, adding a touch bar and Touch ID, as well as the new Intel processors. Instead of the 2.3 GHz dual-core 7th generation i5 that Apple has offered for over 2 years, the new entry-level MacBook Pro now offers a 1.4 GHz quad-core 8th generation i5 chip, which can turbo boost up to 3.9 GHz from Intel's Coffee Lake lineup. This should hopefully give users a feel of power, even if they're not paying extra for the previously touch-bar version. Sadly, the biggest flaw with the original MacBook Pro no touch bar still remains. Unlike the pricier 13-inch MacBook Pro, it only offers 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, not 4 like the one I have here. And they're both on the left side, not the right. So if your desk setup only allows cables to come from the right side, then you're screwed, and you have to flip your computer around to charge it, which means you can't use it while it's charging. Apple is offering the new entry-level MacBook Pro in 2 starting configurations. One in 128GB, and that costs $1,299. And the other is 256GB, and that costs $1,499. That's $200 more. Or 1,700 Canadian for the 128GB model, or 1,950 for the 256GB model, which is 250 Canadian dollars more than the 128GB SSD. Sorry, that's a lot of things to say, and you probably didn't understand, so I'm just going to rephrase it. It costs an extra $200 to get an extra 128GB in America. The MacBook Air also got an update today, although it's on the slimmer side. It's getting Apple's True Tone display technology, which, similar to other Apple devices, automatically adjusts the display based on the ambient light for more natural colors, along with a $100 price drop. Now, it starts for $1,999 or $999 for students. This is a really good deal. Getting a new computer from Apple with only the price of an iPhone? That's good. Also, mind you, Apple is giving you more stuff for less money. That's pretty rare if you ask me. So hear me out here, if you're planning to get a macOS computer for school or personal use, that computer is good. It's a pretty good deal. I would have bought that if it wasn't for this. You see, this is actually a really good computer. I got this a couple months ago, and more details about this later. The specs on the new Air remains the same with Intel's dual-core 8th generation i5 chip. The elephant in the room is still the keyboards, which features the same butterfly style mechanism that Apple has been using for the past few years. Apple did recently update its 3rd generation mechanism to the 4th generation with the May refresh for the MacBook Pro. And that updated the 4th generation keyboard that Apple says was built with a new material, which it is if you watched my Did Apple Really Fix the Butterfly Keyboard video? That's in my channel. And that will be present on both the updated MacBook Air and the new entry-level MacBook Pro. Given how recently the change to the new material for the 3rd generation design is, we'll likely still have to wait until more people has a chance to use the new keyboards, to see if they're as prone to failure as the older devices. Now, my computer is the 2019 touchbar model, which previously you had to add money to get, and it features the 4th generation butterfly switch keyboard, and it feels really good. It makes you type really fast, and the clicky sound isn't too loud, and it's just satisfying to use. So if you are planning to get a computer, but you're leaning away from the Apple MacBooks because the keyboard you think is more prone to failure, don't worry. Apple says they will fix your keyboard problems for free if you just bring it in. So now, thank you so very much for watching the entire video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and click something that's shown on screen right now.